Greetings and welcome to Parsing John. Today we're going to take a look at our last verse in this section, chapter 1, verse 18. So let's take a look at our rubric. This is everything that we're looking for as we try to parse the Latin. Go ahead and put that aside and let's read it aloud. Okay. Deum nemo vidit umquam unigenitus filius qui est in sinu patris ipse eneravit. Okay. So we're going to find our verb first, and it's right there. Vidit. Since we've got an I there, we know that this is going to be from the perfect stem of video, since it's a second conjugation verb. T tells us that it is a third person and singular. This also confirms that it is in fact perfect, not pluperfect or future perfect. And it's active and indicative. Seen, has seen. So we want a singular subject. Umquam can't be, it's an adverb, and it means ever. Deum can't be, that's clearly accusative, but nemo can. Nemo, nemesis, I think. This one doesn't decline like a normal word. I think it only has like 4 or 5 forms. All right, so this is going to be nominative, singular, and normally this word, I believe, is a masculine of great fame, such as 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea and that movie about fish. No one. Great irony there. But the real place that we should know this, all of us should know this from, is Odysseus against Polyphemus the Cyclops, because that's the name he uses. All right, so no one has seen ever a direct object. Here, that is accusative, singular, masculine, and it means God. All right, we can move on to our next clause. We want to find our verb there. Eneravit. Got AV here off of enar. So our stem of the present would be right there. The V tells us that this is now the perfect stem. IT is the same IT as that one, so it's going to be the same essential parsing as this one. Third person, singular, perfect, active, and indicative. And this would be explain, I believe is what it means. Tell out, because we got a. Explained. All right. So we're going to find a singular subject as we take a look ahead. We missed a qui there, which tells us that we've got a relative clause that starts. It's probably going to end right here. Could be wrong about that. But looking before, we have, pardon me, unigenitus filius. We've got our us endings here, and this is going to be clearly our subject. Nominative, singular, masculine, and the same thing right here. So this word we've seen before, right there, unigenity. This was originally a genitive singular, so it's going to have the same meaning, except this time it's going to be nominative in form because of this us. Well, there's this. Only born, be gotten. And filius naturally means son. All right, so far so good. The only begotten son explained. Okay, now we can deal with our relative clause. Qui is naturally nominative, singular, masculine. It could be plural only if we had a plural masculine somewhere before. Now we don't, so singular is the only option. Who? Est. Est is our verb. Third person, singular, present, active, and indicative. Who is in sinu. In takes either the ablative or the accusative as we take a look at patris. Patris can't be in the prepositional phrase because it is genitive. Sinu is our only option, telling us that in this time is taking ablative. And that means it means either on or among. Okay, and sinu has a couple different translations depending on the context. Our context here really only gives us 2. It's either the old English word, we're going to modernize it to chest, or the folds of a toga. All right, and then we can close that off. And patri, since it's genitive, we know that it's probably going to be owning this. Genitive, singular, masculine, of father. All right, who is on chest of father, on folds of a toga of father, who is among the chest of the father, or who is among the folds of the toga of the father. All right, so clearly on with chest or among with folds, depending on which one of these we want to choose. They have essentially the same idea. If one is on the chest of one's father and one's father is wearing a tunic, that would be essentially the same thing. So I'll leave that up to you, which one of these you choose. I'm going to go with... No, I'll figure that out later. All right, last word we need to figure out is ipse. Ipse comes from ipse, ipsa, ipsum, and this one means self. It is non-reflexive, but that certainly doesn't help us here. So this one is nominative, singular, masculine, self. So we know that this is going to refer to whoever the subject of this verb is, and we know that that's Filius here. So then our translation for this should be only begotten son, who is on the chest of father, himself explained. Explained what? Well, we don't know. We don't have a direct object to make that any more clear. And that's about as far as we can go with this without further context, which we are not actually given. All right, so our translation of verse 18 from the beginning is, no one has ever seen God. Only begotten son, who is on the chest of the father, or who is among the folds of father's toga, himself explained. There we go. It's not very clear right now. Maybe when we take a look at all of these together in our Greek versus Latin video, that'll make it should make a little bit more sense as we get 14. I think it's 14. Yeah, 14 through 18. So I hope taking a look at these has been helpful or interesting, if not very clear for all of you. And I hope you join me for the Greek versus Latin videos, which are coming up next. Farewell.